In this video, I'm going to scout and draw up a hunt plan for this 50-acre piece of public land that's close to my home. For me, this would be a perfect spot to hunt after work because I can get there quick and I can get home quick. Alright guys, walking in, I'm just following I don't know if you can see, but there's tracks down there, some poop on the ground, and what I look for when I'm winter scouting is, you can see these branches right here are nipped off. All this stuff has been nipped off by deer. There's deer using this in the winter, and I'm sure they're using it during the fall as well. Yeah, you can just see all that just bitten off, all that stuff. I'm gonna keep walking and try to get back into that stuff where it's pretty thick and see if I can find anything good. I just walked over here and I jumped a big group of about 15 deer. I went over that way. I'm gonna check the outskirts of this. It looks pretty open right here, but over there it looks thicker. Looks like there's some, I believe these are oak trees right here. There's two bigger ones. Probably note this for the fall. You know, it doesn't help when there's snow on the ground because you can't really see the ground sign as much. Once I got out into the open woods, I started looking around and I found a couple big oak trees, and that's about it. And then after that, I kind of made my way out further to the east because I noticed there's a patch of thicker brush out there. So I'm like, well, there could be buck beds out there. So I headed out that way. I want you to check this out right here. I got away from the main stuff over there in the woods and I came out to this, like, you can see what's behind me, all this brush. And it's probably is a potential bed. See, there's a rub right there. And it's broken off. Like, the buck literally broke that branch. And there's another one over here that's broken and rubbed, so this would be a potential bed, and I'll have to figure out where I want to set up on this thing. I'll track my way back. It'll probably be on the edge of the woods over there, but we'll figure that out. So my plan is, back there is the bedding. You can see that's like the reddish colored stuff. I picked the most heavily used trail coming out of there, and it might be different in the fall, but right now it's this. Maybe wedge yourself in one of these trees right here, or maybe, oh, that'd be a good spot right here. Get underneath that, and then you'd have to guess right on the trail, and then when that buck comes out, you're only probably 60 yards from his bed, and I'd like to say you'd get a chance at him at like last light maybe. Now I basically checked all this public right here, and the only other spot I have to check is the far west side, which is the thicker part of that woods. I'm definitely seeing bed there, bed there, bed there, pee there, poop there. They're definitely in here right now. I'm not really seeing the rubs. I saw two rubs, and they were way off in that one part. That was the next all. This is all doe bedding here. I'll pop it up on the map. I gotta think of how I want to set up on all this. Stuff's definitely pretty thick right here. Yeah, there's beds everywhere. There's bed here. There's bed over here. There's another one right here. So I looked through that whole west side and I noticed there's a lot of doe beds, and usually when there's does, there's bucks. So it gives me hope that there could be holding the buck there in the fall. So I got home and I drew up a plan, and here's what it looks like. You can see I marked out the field, open woods, open area with some brush, doe bedding, and open woods, and the buck bed. Now I marked two stand locations. One, you could set up on that tree line. You're only 60 yards from that buck bed, and you're kind of really guessing on where that buck's going to come out on that trail, because you kind of got to be set up on that trail, otherwise you're not going to get him there. Or you could play it safe and you could set up at the acorn trees, because chances are if he gets out of there, he's going to come to the acorns if he gets out in daylight. But if you don't think he's going to get to the acorn trees by daylight, then you set up on that tree line, only 60 yards from that bed. Now accessing, I would want to access from the south through the field, but that wouldn't work out because when you leave, you're going to have to walk through the field back to the truck. You're going to be getting in your truck next to the field. You're going to be spooking all the deer. So you're going to have to park on the north, follow that tree line in, and if you're sitting in either of those stands, you got to stay next to the tree line and then cut over and try to get to your acorn stand, or you can sit on the tree line stand. And then when you leave, it's very important. Don't go along the tree line because the buck could be over there. Wait till it's dark, then you go through the doe bedding because all the does should be out in the field when it's dark. Go through the doe bedding and back to your truck, and you shouldn't be spooking anything. Now, before you hunt this spot, if you want to get real confident, you can go glass in June, July, or August sometime and see what kind of bucks you're working with. See how many bucks there is. Then, according to what you're seeing out there, you can play it safe. If you're seeing bucks everywhere or you're seeing a buck a lot, you can play it safe, sit at the acorn trees. But if you're rarely seeing that buck out there, maybe go for broke and sit 60 yards from the buck bedding. But so that is how I'd set up on this 50-acre parcel. Now this is like nothing special because it's just a regular spot. It's not like I drove like hours and hours to find this spot. It's just a spot close to home. It's only got like one buck bedding area, so it's not like it's going to produce like absolute giants, but there could be a big one there, and why not try after work? So that's why I thought I'd make this video, because sometimes you aren't working with ideal situations and you have to make the most of the spot you have. That's why I went out here and I scouted it, and it turned out to be a decent spot. Could be one out there.